Second game started now here at the WCS Challenger League Qualifier. We have our second game between Top and Artosis in the best of three here. Currently the Korean player is leading with a 1-0. Starting to the bottom right of Whirlwind and cross position to the top left. We have Dan Stamkowski, we have Artosis, who on Daybreak was not able to break Top just yet, but maybe can pull it off in game 2.
Yeah, certainly possible. Top just really catching him a little bit off guard with that last attack. Making sure Artosis didn't have the watchtowers, comes in, gets some good Widowmine hits off, and Artosis just didn't have the gateway production just yet. And part of the problem is Top saw Artosis was going for the faster robo instead of the gateways, so he knew he might be vulnerable to something like this.
That Reaper was really precious to Top. You could really see how much valuable information he gathered when he jumped into the main base. He saw the expansion, he saw the timing for the robotics, and saw of course also the lack of additional gateways. So Top really reacting to this, attacking with the Marines, with the Widowmine drops, doing a lot of damage here. And Artosis caught a little bit off guard, was relying a lot on the Mothership Core and Nexus Cannon, but Top immediately went into the main base. So right now the Korean player is in the lead with a 1-0. Keep in mind this is the best of 3, so Artosis currently playing in the second round here, got a bye in round 1, so if he wants to survive, if he wants to continue playing in the qualifier, he has to take game number 2 here.
Yeah, this is his most critical game so far, which is only a second one, but it's true. Top has taken gas yet again. So important for Terrans to scout with all the different all-ins that Process can do, different types of pressures they can do in Heart of the Storm. If you don't know, for example, that there's a Stargate in the main base, you might die to Oracles or a Void Ray all-in. You have to be very careful, very aware.
Yeah. So, of course, one of the things that you always have to keep in mind as well, whereas Top is a pro player, Artosis is still mainly a caster and also quite busy.
Yeah, he has a kid.
Having a kid and a wife, so... yeah, he's practicing quite a bit, and he was really trying to put as much effort into playing as humanly possible, but he's still pretty busy with all the other things that he has to do. Just trying to compete here is already quite an accomplishment.
Top is actually going for a factory. No Reaper, at least not yet. It costs a lot of gas, so would not be surprised if he cuts it out using this factory build. So he's just going to go into a tech-oriented strategy, whereas Artosis has the 2-in-2 gas build going on.
Exactly, it puts only 2 probes in each of the assimilators, something that we've seen where players is Naniwa and Sase, choosing it to the Korean ladder. The probe just not really getting into the main base, getting a quick glimpse of the factory and the barracks. Nothing else has been spotted, but of course with the factory already being built, he at least knows that there was an early gas, that there's no expansion on the high ground just now. So Artosis basically with the information that he wanted to gather, but he would have loved to stick around a little bit longer.
Exactly. Seeing the factory is big, not as big as seeing the starport that's coming up next with it, because now he's not going to know it's a Widowmine drop that's coming here, and he may be thinking this is just going to be some sort of Hellion pressure, or maybe even Marine Hellion drop. So it's really important for Artosis now to go robotics, and he does just that.
Yep, plays it very stable here. Robotics build is of course a very good build that he can use here. Very stable build still, especially when your opponent already showed in game number 1 that he likes to go into Widowmine play. So let's see if he can pull it off this time with his defense. Mothership Core is already roaming the map a little bit. And also important to note that right now Top has an SV on the map trying to find out where exactly Artosis is actually spawning, because at this point he has no clue.
Yeah, he's going to come in here. Will not be able to see, if Artosis micros correctly, he will not be able to see that there's no Nexus. And, he gets a little bit lucky with the position of the Stalker. Mothership Core is there as well. Oh, I think he did not see that.
No, he didn't. I'm pretty sure that he didn't see it.
Yeah, he does not see it.
So Top at this point doesn't know anything except for the one Stalker at the front and the Mothership Core. He has no idea that there's currently a Nexus being built by his opponent, and Artosis of course is also getting the first observer, as you can see here. Widowmines are still being produced at the bottom right, and now with this drop, this is kind of the first time that Top really gets aggressive in game 2 here, and this attack killed Artosis in game number 1, so this time he has to do a little bit better.
Yeah, and this attack by Top is a little bit risky by him because he doesn't know what's going on. If he messes this drop up or it gets easily deflected, and Artosis is doing an all-in behind this, is going to be hard for Top to defend with his command center. So he knows this is a risk, but he's still doing it anyways. He's up a game in the series, and he's just going to go for the drop right away. Totally blind here. The only thing he knows is his opponent's spawning location, and his drop location seems to be a good one so far.
Yeah. He boosts in immediately. Now he's of course being spotted, but Artosis still has the observer in the vicinity. Now going into the mineral line, and of course the Widowmines are immediately being burrowed. So far so good though. 4 being killed here. That's of course unfortunate. 5 harvesters down already. 8 workers killed actually, even more than I thought.
Yeah, he was barely able to get that hit off. I can't believe it. It was just in range. And wow, one more Nexus shot would have taken the medevac out, but he barely gets away with that as well.
That's, of course, really unfortunate right now for Artosis. So looking at the Harvester count, we have 27 against 20. This is a situation that you never want to be in. But the one advantage that Artosis has right now is that his expansion is already up, whereas we are still in the orbital command upgrade tech for top. So Artosis can now double produce Harvesters. And with a Chrono Boost, he should at least be able to catch up.
Yeah, he'll be able to catch up and even it out, but it's going to cost him a lot of Chronos. And, you know, it's resources lost he doesn't want to spend. Now it's really difficult for him to produce Colossi because he wants to have 3 gases saturated to really be able to do that, but he can't afford that. Yeah, he starts the assimilator, but if he saturates those gases, then he loses more mineral saturation. So it's just a lose-lose situation until he can really get that probe boost back up where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Currently we're looking at a 30 to 30 Harvester, so he was able to catch up again, but the Mules, of course, really important here for top. And top at this point is definitely ahead. He also has a good tech. He's going into stim, he's going into combat shields. We have him with the +1 attack upgrade, whereas Artosis, on the other hand, as highlighted earlier, went into the robotics tech with the robotics spay and is just now adding his forges.
Yep. Just a little bit delayed by this attack. Top goes in for a second wave, though. This time aiming for the natural. He repaired the medevac first, so it's back up to full hit points. And this could be deadly because Artosis is actually moving out a little bit down his ramp right now. He's a little bit exposed, and this is something that Top knows. With his Widowmine there, yes, he does lose that Widowmine, but he knows the Stalkers are a little bit to the side.
A second drop to the left side is also being set en route, and immediately, Artosis doesn't see this!
No pull on the probes!
Ugh. Double hit goes off, 6 killed, 1 kill in total. The Marines taking off a few additional ones, and the second medevac is already moving into the left side of the map.
Yeah, he uses his only mothership core Nexus cannon ability, and now he doesn't have a second one. This drop has 2 Widowmines as well. This time a much faster reaction, though, by Artosis.
And we have also one Colossus who's immediately trying to take charge of the situation, forcing top to retreat. So far, so good for Artosis. He's still alive, but he's down to 34 Harvesters against 40.
Yeah, this is not a comfortable position for Artosis at all. He's down 15 supply overall. He did not kill any of the units in the medevac, so everything that Top sacrificed to do this wasn't actually a sacrifice. Look at the resources lost as Khaldor is highlighting. It's looking rough.
Yeah. We even have a missile turret trying to grant detection at the front, but top, he still has the drop to the left side of the main base. He has another one to the top right of the natural, now heading back, but this is very, very dangerous. And Artosis is just gonna lose his Artosis pylon here!
Oh no, and this observer comes out at the last second, but he can stim it down. He does. He can stop this pylon as well. Artosis is losing so much production here. You can see his resources starting to stack up just simply because Top is not giving him a chance to build anything from those production structures. Yeah, and here comes a second drop into the natural.
Comes in again, and you can really see Top, of course, being a pro player here, trying to do as much as possible. Artosis at supply blocked at this point, losing a few additional units. He's trying to hold on here, but there's an endless barrage of attacks by his opponent, and he's really struggling a little bit against those drops. We have now a 30 supply lead for his opponent in overall supply. He's really struggling here. He's trying to pull it off, but it's not easy against an opponent like Top.
Yeah, I mean, Top has been playing competitive StarCraft 2 as a pro gamer for a long time. He doesn't have other types of responsibilities that Artosis has, and it really shows here. Artosis is trying to hang on. You know, he's putting up a great fight, but he's going to lose now his pylons once again, and only one goes down because that Colossus is there. Nice defense.
This time the Artosis pylon was actually backed up by the Tasteless pylon, and it worked out well for them.
Yeah, certainly did. Top is only putting aggression on with 1 dropship. Now, actually, I take it back at the natural. There's another drop, and Widowmines go down. The cannon was not ready, but he pulls the probes away.
He actually didn't lose a single harvester here, so really well done. Still the same account, and now with the Nexus cannon he was able to take down the medevac. Has the cannon, the photon cannon, already in his mineral line, so this time he's going to be safe against the drops of his opponent. Artosis just trying to catch up here, going into charge right now and also adding the Templar Archive, but it's difficult since we now have for Top already game base number 3 coming up.
Yeah, he's got the base landed now, and in workers we have 51 to 47, so Top of the lead. Never what you want as a pros player, but it's pretty good to say, though, for Artosis that he's only 4 harvesters behind, considering how many workers he's lost and how much pressure he's been under this entire game.
Yeah. The workers lost 17 in total. Artosis with an observer has now spotted the second drop. He's once again supply blocked here. So is his opponent.
Yeah, they both are in fact making additional depots and pylons right now. You can see the upgrades on screen here as highlighted by Khaldor kind of cancel each other out with +1 versus +1 armor. And this attack, though, from top, he just has such an army. Artosis is stabilized in worker count, but the sacrifice he makes is he loses his army to do so, and he just is down. His opponent has more than double his army supply right now.
Yeah, the army supply here is really something that Artosis will have quite a lot of problems dealing with. Now here comes the move in, and how many Colossi do we actually have? Only 2 of them. Here come those Vikings taking out the Mothership Core, heading straight for the Colossus. Number 1 is down, and the second one will be attacked immediately as the Bio units are taking down the entire ground force of Artosis.
In here, this game may end at any moment. He gets a feedback off on the medevac, but that's all he gets. Artosis is out. GG.
Storm not ready in this game, and Artosis, he loses in the second round of the WCS Challenger League qualifier against Top, a pro gamer. Good effort here, but not enough to take down the strong Terran opponent.